Welcome to Business with the Donnos, where we talk about family, business, and everything in between. I'm your host, Jade Donno, and I'm here with my dad, Paul Donno. And this week, we're talking about moving offices, the good, the bad, and the bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap?
Yeah.
There was plenty of it.
There was a lot of bubble wrap. So to give this conversation some context, we, as one account, are moving offices.
Well, we actually have moved offices.
Well, we have moved offices. We've been in the process of moving offices this week.
Yeah.
So we thought we would do a little podcast on
moving offices.
Moving offices, because it seems very apt to our lives right now. So, first of all, why did we decide to move, Dad?
Well, for a start, I didn't like paying business rates. So that was a start. I think the inflexibility of the council on small business rates was just unbelievable, and they tipped us over to be able to claim. So that was one deciding factor. But the main one is you kind of, we have to sit back sometimes, look at our business and go, actually, what's working, what's not working for us. Our offices are purpose-built that we were in. Absolutely suits us to the ground, but it was nearly 3,000 square foot. Mm-hmm. So on a Wednesday and a Friday, we might only have 3 or 4 people in because they're working from home or it's holiday season coming up, etc. So actually, it's too big. Yeah. So we sat back and we thought, okay, what do we need? We want something a bit more vibrant for us, something we can actually work with, manned reception, and a really, really good business culture around. And actually, we've looked at the work that Nick and Helen are doing down at the EpiCentre. Could see their social media. We've been to a few of their networking events, and we thought, actually, we want to be there. Yeah. So we've slimmed down from nearly 3,000 square foot to just under 1,000 square foot. And then we've also got a small, I say small, our big boardroom tables in there, office as well. So we've rented 2 offices from the EpiCentre. It's got a manned reception. It's got a cafe that we're probably going to...
Oh, it's a risk.
It is a risk.
It's a risk for the team.
The food looks great. Coffee's good. And then there's a separate sort of breakout area for the team as well, so they don't have to eat at their desks, etc. So it made, from a business point of view, absolute sense. Yes, it definitely did. And just going back to the business rates, for those who don't understand what business rates are, do you want to just sort of explain that? Yeah, business rates are another tax on small businesses. You can tell I'm a little bit bitter over these. So if your rateable value is under 15,000, then effectively you can get small business rate relief as a small business. Yeah. We put our business rates into appeal because we got charged for a bigger area. Yeah. We were, as we were led to believe, under 15,000 because our appeal took so long, delay not to us. So the valuation office doesn't talk to the local office and etc. We were then reassessed at 16,500, which pushed us over, which meant that we were paying nearly £8,000 a year in business rates, which seemed completely unfair. Yeah. And I understand, obviously high street retailers, etc., who are paying business rates and not getting the relief that they were getting because of COVID and the economic conditions. I can see why business rates are so emotive in small businesses. Yeah.
Me too. I just wanted, for the listeners out there who didn't know what that was, maybe they haven't experienced it or they're thinking of moving, thought it was good to just explain what that is so they know what they're potentially in for. But going back to the move to the EpiCentre, I'm really excited about the vibe. I'm going to pretend I'm young. The vibe. So the EpiCentre really wanted to put on events. There's lots of other businesses there. I think the atmosphere there is really great, and that is something we've lacked in our current building. So although it was purpose-built, we've had a pool table and everything, it's not got that buzz about it that we will be getting at the EpiCentre, which I think is really needed, and it's way more us to be around that. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, that's great. And I know we've talked about Katie as well, but in other podcasts, But the EpiCentre have done some really what seems small things without Katie asking for. Like, you know, we noticed that they put the where the sort of like a breakfast bar type thing is on our floor. They've actually lowered it so Katie can use it.
Wow.
I think that's brilliant. The drawers where we put our sort of like plates and what have you that we want, they've actually moved someone out of the drawers that we're using and given us lower drawers so Katie can use them.
I didn't know that. That's excellent.
No, that was great. Yeah, I saw that the other day. The post box, we've got the lowest level of the post box so Katie can use it.
Yeah.
And the hand sanitizers that are still around the building, because the building was used in COVID as well for people getting stabbed and when I say stabbed, you know,
not
jabbed.
stabbed. You mean jabbed?
Jabbed.
Okay, not stabbed. Just to clarify, they weren't looking after stab victims.
Yeah, so it was a COVID centre, so they had all the stuff there, but they've moved them all down again so that Katie and other wheelchair users can use them.
Yeah.
So I think there's some really, really good small things. Katie didn't ask for them, but they thought about it. And the lady on reception, Sian, she's been absolutely brilliant.
She has.
Katie pulls up. She gets Katie's wheelchair out and helps Katie. And that, you know, she absolutely not a problem at all.
No, and I think Katie's feeling very, very loved in the office by the team there. They've been excellent.
And Honey's
actually.
not arrived yet.
No.
Honey is going to the EpiCentre.
Honey is going to the EpiCentre with Katie, and Katie said to me that Helen was saying to her yesterday, "When's Honey coming? We need Honey to come." Yeah. So I think there's a bit of buzz about the office dog coming.
Yeah.
As if Honey needs any more attention, she's going to be getting loads.
She'll love it.
She'll love it.
So yeah, so it's great. So I think I know we've definitely made the right move. Bit sad to see the old office go.
Yeah.
Particularly the pool table and the football table, but you know, our friends at Fir Tree have taken that and they've said we can use it as and when we need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, the team were a little bit upset with that one.
Yeah, they are. That was a casualty of the move.
Yeah.
But so in terms of the decision to move, I think we made the decision quite quickly. At the beginning of the year, we weren't planning on moving, and then we made the decision to move fairly quickly. And I think that came from, we went to the EpiCentre, we went to a couple of networking events, and we had one of our board meetings, because we actually do have those. I know that sounds silly, but we do have those to discuss what we want to do and strategy and stuff. And we said, actually, the EpiCentre seems like the right place for us. And we had a big chat about it, and we'd said about the office being empty so much of the time, and that it didn't always look ideal when clients come in, that it's empty. And we're the reception at that building as well, so we always had to make sure that the office was manned by enough people. So we had a real discussion about it, and we thought, actually, this is the right strategy for us. And we made the decision fairly quickly, but I think it was the right decision. What do you think?
Yeah, we did make the decision quite quick, and you know, I'd had a good chat with someone, and we were talking about the building, etc., and just thought, actually, you know, we do need to move out, really. I mean, there's also a couple of days where we've had no one in.
Yeah.
You know, and then when we're also got the responsibility of manning effectively the entrance to that building, that, you know, either you or I or, you know, someone had to go in just to make sure we were doing that.
Yeah.
Whereas if there is no one in, which is quite rare,
it
might happen a dozen times a year, then the reception's always manned. So we've always got someone there that can, you know, clients can drop off records if they need to, although not many drop records off nowadays.
No.
But, you know, if they've got something they need to give us, they can do that, pop in, they know it's going to come to us.
Yeah. Also, with the business rates and, you know, the price we were paying for such a big office, it was the right business decision to move, even though we have quite an emotional attachment to the office we're in.
Yeah.
And I think as a family business, that's been quite hard, because we've been there cleaning carpets, we've been there, putting stuff up on the wall. We put a lot of love into that office.
We did put a lot of love into the office. I mean, at the end of the day, we still own 30% of that office. So,
we do.
You know, that building. So we have managed to rent it, which is great. So, you know, so we've got a good interest in the building. So despite owning a good chunk of that building, we still made that decision. Commercially, it was better to move.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a big decision.
It was a huge decision. And sometimes as a family business, we have to put emotions to one side and think what is best for the business and what makes the most commercial sense. And this is what made sense.
Yeah.
We had to put our little business advisor hats on and be like, what would we be telling someone else in this scenario?
Yeah.
And that was it, that we should move. But I'm actually really excited about it now. When we first made the decision, I was a little sad.
Yeah, absolutely. But the team are in on Monday. On Monday
Yes.
they go in.
Yes,
Full time.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guess who's not?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dad is missing the official last day in the old office, which is Friday, even though it's empty. But the official last day in the old office and the new day, first day in the new office.
I am. There's good reason though. I'm taking my mum and dad to Potter's for the weekend.
It's very nice of you.
I know it is. So, you know, mum and dad will enjoy that.
Yep.
We'll enjoy that, and you know, you can send us pictures.
I will. Take the team out for lunch to celebrate.
Oh, right, okay.
So do we have any funny stories from the move? What's gone badly? Anything?
What's gone badly? I'm not really sure a great deal's gone bad, really. We've done really
No, we've done
quite
really,
well.
really well.
I mean, I noticed one thing that's a bit of a pain because we thought we were going to repurpose the sign from outside. Looking at it today, I don't think we're going to be able to.
Why?
It looks a bit sort of weathered.
Oh,
So
a bit mossy.
a bit mossy. I wouldn't want to say mossy, just a bit weathered. And unfortunately, the backing board that I thought we could take with us has been damaged. So
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
yeah. So I don't think we're going to use that. But
enough.
that's the only
That's the only
real
thing.
main casualty, really.
That's okay. We can deal with that. I had a story. So poor Shay. Shay's been absolutely fab at helping us with this move. But she individually wrapped, I think, about 70 champagne glasses, of which I opened them yesterday and went, why have we bought all these champagne glasses? Because the EpiCentre have glasses,
Have they got any champagne?
hopefully.
Oh, that's good.
Here's hoping, fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Yeah.
And Shay said, well, it's in case we do events. I'm like, but we'll do events with the EpiCentre. She said, So poor Shay had wrapped up 70 glasses in bubble wrap individually for nothing. But the EpiCentre did take all the champaign glasses
Well, at least they're getting used,
from
which
us.
is great. And
So
they'll,
they're
and
still
they'll get
getting
used properly, won't they?
They
So
will,
that'll be great.
with some bubbles. But that's the only thing that I could think of.
Yeah, everything else seems to be
Everything
going.
else has been going really
Kate
well.
has done a sterling job selling what we didn't need.
Yep.
So she's done a cracking job there. So yeah, we're ready to rumble.
Yeah,
And I've got my lanyards and my little.
me too.
Have you got yours?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was the special one.
No, I got mine as well.
Oh, okay.
No. So in terms of what's gone really right, so Shay and Katie have planned everything.
Yep.
They've made sure that we've only moved in with what we need because obviously we're downsizing, so they make sure everything's been sold, sorted. So the other office is completely empty and the new office only has the stuff we need, apart from the champagne glasses.
And the pool table.
Well, the pool table got sold.
Well, yeah.
So
It did.
So they've done a really, really good job. I mean, Shay's worked so hard this week.
Yeah.
And she's brought her husband Carl to help,
Yeah.
and son Owen because
Yeah.
it's half term. So she's been absolutely great. I think it's nearly all set up, and I mean it was bank holiday on Monday, so she's only done it in 2 days, 2.5 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really, really proud of Shay. So shout out to Shay for doing so well, getting the office sorted. So I think a question people will have is how do we keep our business running through such a move? And the way we've done it is we had the people allocated to the move, which was Katie and Shay. They've had a plan, and we hired in movers to help as well, which...
Yeah, that was a big difference.
Yeah, so we had Haverhill Removals help us. They were great.
Yeah, absolutely.
They set up all the furniture and all the desks, so that was a chunk done. But then Shay and Katie have been sorting it, and then the rest of the team have been able just to go home and work from home. So the business has been running as usual, just with slightly less admin, so the phones may be a little more sparse than usual, but still being picked up by everybody working from home. And that's how we've still operated.
Yeah, and I've done my usual and decided not to be there, so that's good. So of the week I'm here today.
Yeah,
and that's it.
So Dad's already been away for 2 days this week.
Yeah,
I've managed to squeeze him into this podcasting, and then he's going and helping.
Absolutely. I cleared some stuff out earlier. I think that's because it's mine.
Yeah.
And Katie's.
Yeah.
So I've done that.
Yeah. I phoned Dad up on Monday when I was in there, and I was like, Dad, you've got your scale extric here.
It's not my scale extric, it's Katie's scale extric.
It's your scale extric.
It's not. I bought it for Katie on her first Christmas.
Her first Christmas.
Her
so
first
she was
Christmas.
one.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't even one. She wasn't even one.
Katie needed a scale extric.
Okay.
She did.
So is Katie taking that scale
Yep.
extric?
She said I wasn't allowed to sell it because it's hers.
We'll see if that's true, won't we? Okay.
That's true.
I'll get the verdict of that. All right. So.
I am going to take it to my house.
Are you? Are you going to set it up?
I think so. I think I need to.
That'll wind Betsy up.
Yeah. She'll love that.
Yeah. She'll be wanting to eat the cars. So Dad, do you have any tips for other businesses thinking of moving?
Well, I think in terms of the tips are, yes, you do have to plan it. I definitely get removers. Last time we moved from 70 High Street to Ribbon House.
Yeah.
And it was hard work.
Oh my goodness,
you know,
it was so hard.
Kerry's Chris, you know, bless him, his van, which he did best Tetris to get it in, or everything in there, and worked as hard. But we were absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
So definitely plan it with movers, without doubt. Make sure your insurances are sorted. Mm-hmm. You'll be surprised how many things are in your address.
Yes.
So obviously you've dealt with that because I get it wrong. So yeah, the address changes are absolute unbelievable. Obviously we've got an online phone system, so we're not worried about phones being changed.
No.
So that works really well. But yeah, just plan that side of it. And we were really lucky because Shay's stepdad, Bones, his name's Bones.
Yes.
Did a CAD drawing for us, so make sure everything could fit in. And I think that was really useful. It was a bit better than our one on that whiteboard, sort of drawing with our little lines going, that's going here, that's going there, and just give it to a builder to sort out. So
that was especially useful for making sure the walkways were big enough for Katie in her wheelchair.
Yeah, that was important. So really definitely plan it. Have a little team that doesn't involve me.
Yep. And then trust them to do it, I think, is also a big thing.
Yeah, and I think that goes on with everything, doesn't it? You know, if you don't trust the people to do it and you're just constantly over their shoulders, then you're never going to get your own stuff done. So yeah, we've let Katie and Shay get on with it, really.
Yeah, we have. And
I'm sure Shay looking at this, listening, is going, yeah, you did. That's not really fair.
But she's done such a good job, and we're so proud of her. So yeah, well done. Shay,
I'm not sure we can rent Shay out for doing moves because I'm not sure she really wants to do this.
She will absolutely say no.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is a one-time thing.
I think she did the last one too.
Oh, two-time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my tips on the move is to start early, start planning early, make sure you've got a really good plan in place. Start doing some of those jobs as early as you can.
Yeah.
Involve your team. That's a big tip of mine. Like, don't try and do it all yourself. It's just madness. Delegate, involve your team. Have a small team that are dedicated to that project, as it were.
Yeah.
And I would also say make sure everything is labelled. So we know with the team, our team, with their screens and keyboards and mouse. I don't know what the mouse. mouse. They're quite precious over their things.
They are.
And if we were to have jumbled those up in the move, like, I might have been murdered on Monday.
Well, you would have been, yeah.
Yeah, I would have been killed.
Shay wasn't very happy with mine.
Why?
Well, everyone else spent their time and kind of put everything into a box neatly. And she just looks at me and just stood there shaking her head because I literally got stuff and just chucked it in.
At least you put yours in a box.
Didn't you put yours in a box?
No, because I was going there on Monday morning. No, not Monday morning. Tuesday morning. So it's bank holiday on Monday. Tuesday morning, I was like, I'll just do it Tuesday morning when I go in. Shay said that was too slow when I got in. She had to do it for me.
Well, what time was you going to get in on Tuesday morning?
Well, I got in first thing Tuesday morning.
What's first thing?
8:30.
8:30?
Yeah.
And what time did the remover start?
9. So time.
That's why Shay did it. Should have got in earlier.
Well, she did it on the Friday. She said I was too slow.
She was right.
So, fine.
I can't believe she did it for you, not me.
I know.
She just stood there and just shook her head and moaned at the way I did it. I can't believe that. I'm going to have a chat with her later.
Well, what I was going to say about the keyboard and the mice and the mouse and the screen is make sure everything's labelled for the people so that you're not getting in trouble when you're in. And then also, for your new place, it's really important to think about how your customers or clients are going to experience the new place because it's a change for them as well.
Yeah.
So I know next week I'm going to do a couple of little video tours and send out how they come in now and to tell the reception they're there and then where to go and all things like that to make sure that they're really aware of what the change is for them. And I think that's really important.
Well, I think getting the message out is really important because we did have a couple of people phone and say, you know, is everything okay, blah, 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 why are you moving? And it's a real positive business step for us.
Yeah.
And we just saw it as a positive business step. But the perception from some of the clients was that actually, why are you doing that? You know, are things not going well? But it's very, very positive for us. And we're really happy with that side of it. So I think getting that social media out, getting that message out is really important, and to get it out early. And I know we did a lot of work on it. We've had a lot of, emails to clients going out, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you've just got to keep on reinforcing that message.
Yeah, the social media has been really ramped up for the move. I think actually our HR company, Fig HR, came in the other day and Lorraine said to me, oh, it's really exciting about your move. I keep seeing it all over social media. Yeah. So, getting that message out and making sure that message is positive is really important. And we've been emailing the clients as well. I think they've had about one a week or maybe one every other week. It's not been over the top, but they've had the emails to make sure that they, one, know we're moving.
Yep.
And two, they know why we're moving. And especially as we are moving to a smaller space, it is knowing that they understand why that is. Yeah. And it's definitely not because our business is needing to be smaller. It's not that at all in any way. It is just because this is the right move for us, especially with the hybrid working, which we are not planning on getting rid of at any point because it works so well for our team.
That works really well for our team.
And sometimes you've got to look after the team more than you need the fancy office. So
it's still quite a fancy office.
Yeah, I know. Fine. Not a fancy office, the office with the pool table.
Yeah.
And my last little tip is to celebrate the move.
Absolutely.
So we had a lunch to celebrate leaving the other office, or to say goodbye to the office. We did a little toast.
We did. We didn't eat toast. We had pizza.
Oh, I didn't have pizza. I had gin and juice.
Yeah.
Yum.
So did I, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But we didn't have toast though, did we?
No, we had Prosecco.
Yeah.
And we toasted the Prosecco.
Yep. With Prosecco.
Toasted with Prosecco.
We didn't toast the Prosecco, did we?
That would be really hard.
Like,
I might blow the toaster
cheers
up.
Cheers to the Prosecco.
Okay.
She loves working with me, don't you?
No, it's painful. So anyway, celebrate the leaving, and then celebrate the new place. So we're gonna
without you,
yeah. Well, it's not my fault you decided not to show up. So we're going to take the team for lunch at the cafe. I think. I'm pretty sure that was what we agreed.
That is the idea.
I've said it on the podcast now, so we are. We're taking the team out for lunch to celebrate. We've also got an induction in the morning with the EpiCentre of what we're going to do, which will be quite nice, I think. So, Monday should be quite exciting. And have a celebration. So, I think that's the end of the tips. Do you have any more tips?
No, not really.
Okay. Right, so again, we haven't got a guest this week, but if you want to join our waiting list for to be a guest on Business with the Donnos, then please get in touch, let me know, and we will put you on the waiting list. But for now, we're going to move on to our Unfiltered Minute. So my little Unfiltered Minute / rant of the week is that Dad has decided that he's going to just hoard leads. So moving to the new office with us has been what seems like hundreds of leads that we don't need. We've got...
Yeah, but you never know.
You do know.
You don't.
You do know.
I tell you what, one day you're going to sit there and go, oh, I wish I had this lead to go into this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go, there's a very handy lead box.
No, you won't. You'll go order one off Amazon.
Well, I might. But they're still handy.
Leaving the handy, wasteful lead box to just fester there forever. All tangled. We don't need it.
You can't talk about tangled leads. Have you seen the stuff you do when you clear up when you do your singing?
Well, it doesn't matter. I need those leads.
Yeah, but we need those leads as well.
No, we don't.
There might be a monitor that needs a VGA connection, and I've got a choice of several.
Might not even work.
One with a blue end, one with a black
We
end.
don't need that. Just get rid of the leads.
No.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I need some support on this. I bet there's a lot of people out there going, well, I've got a box of leads.
I think I need the support on this. So let us know. Who do you agree with? Dad for hoarding the leads, or me? Get rid of the leads. We don't need a whole, probably 3 full boxes of leads. We don't need it. Anyway, what's your Unfiltered Minute, Dad?
My Unfiltered Minute, I mean, I was really lucky this week, and got invited to a very exclusive golf club, members only. It was really, really good fun, based near Ascot. And I had a caddy.
You had a caddy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Never had a caddy. Caddy called Ben.
Oh.
And he was great.
Okay.
And me being me, obviously he said, oh, you know, Paul, you need a 5-iron here. And I went, no, it's a 6-iron. And he looked at me and he was respectful, you know, and he went, well, okay, you know, that's fine, it's up to you. But I suggest you do that. Hit the 6-iron. And I went, Ben, you were right. I needed a 5-iron. So, you know, the use of a caddy, first time ever, absolutely brilliant. But what I did before I actually used the caddy, because I'd never had a caddy before.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing golf for 20 odd years and I've never had a caddy.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. So I went on to ChatGPT.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
okay.
I love ChatGPT. And I put, can you give me tips on how to use a caddy for golf? First thing it said, don't use your bag that you're using for a cart bag. Use a lightweight bag and take as much out as possible to make it easier for the caddy. I did that. Have a good chat with the caddy and they'll give you a lot more advice back. And he did that.
Well done.
So there was a lot of stuff that ChatGPT gave me, and I used it on the day, and I thought that was brilliant. I had a great time with the caddy. He was absolutely superb. He was right on everything he did, he said to me. And also he gave me a few little pointers on how to hit a ball properly and what have you, and reinforce basically what I didn't believe Ollie at the golf club was trying to teach me. And he reinforced actually what Ollie was saying, and I will go and practice a bit more. So...
Okay.
You know,
you're going to practice more?
Yeah. You got to practice.
Okay.
I think was it Gary Player who once said, you know, someone said, oh, you're really lucky there. And he said, well, the more I practice, the luckier I get. So practice makes perfect.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well done. Well done for listening to the caddy. You're going to go this afternoon?
Well, there's a half an hour slot that I could maybe just...
My goodness.
Use Ollie's little practice area thing.
I don't think you're fitting it in this afternoon.
Well...
quite busy.
I am, yeah. But who knows?
Okay, well done. I think I'm going to set you a challenge for next week.
A challenge?
Yeah, your Unfiltered Minute.
Yeah.
It's not allowed to contain golf next week.
Why not?
Well, I'm not sure all of our listeners want to hear about golf every week.
Oh, no.
But maybe they do. Who knows?
I think they do. I think they're very, very interested in that.
Okay. All right. Anyway, we've got a question of the week. So this is actually an anonymous question, so I don't know who sent it. But they've said, we're thinking about moving our small business out of our home and into a real office space. How do you know when it's the right time to take the leap? What do you think, Dad?
Well, we did that, didn't we? Sort of, I don't know, what did we do? About 7 years ago, probably, our first office.
Yeah.
Working from home.
That was longer than that.
Was it 8 years?
8 or 9, yeah.
8 or 9 years, crikey, flies, isn't it? So we had a room in our house that there was me in, Mum came in a bit, and then we had Amy as well.
Yeah.
And even just the three of us, whilst there was plenty of room in there, was a bit of a problem. We were looking at how we were going to grow, and it was not going to be from home.
No.
So we found a place on 70 High Street that was kind of, I think, was it 3 or 4 rooms? I think 4 rooms. Mm-hmm. No, 3 rooms. And we rented the small one, but we knew that at some point we might be able to rent the next one, and then maybe able to rent the next one.
Yeah.
And we did. We filled it. So I think the tip is get out of home as soon as you can. Rent a small office, even if it's a hot desk.
Yeah.
Rent a small office as soon as you can, but go to a building that is able to grow with you.
Yes.
So if your plans are to have, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus people, make sure that building's capable of doing it with you. Make sure it's accessible as well. But do it as soon as you can. And the smaller buildings, you'll go under that business rate relief, so you won't be paying business rates. You'll be surprised how little a smaller building will cost, and how much you can get from it. And I would say, we probably was about 6 months too late in moving in the first place, because we obviously didn't want to pay the few £100 a month that it was being accountants. But it was definitely a good move. And then we got our next expansion of the office and our next expansion of the office within 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
We would never have done that at home.
No, I think having that space gives you that growth mindset. It changes your viewpoint, and you've got something you need to be keeping on top of.
Yeah.
And plus, I think it's a little weird having team members come to your home if you need them to come in for a meeting. I mean, nowadays you probably just do Teams and Zoom, and everyone would just work from home if you had that set up. But
and the clients as well. Clients coming to your home as well. So, I think that made a lot of difference. And I mean, everyone knows. I mean, I think Adrian said the other day, knowing you, it's going to be this. But we've always done try to get the best in there that we can, like the sit-stand desk. The desks are the best that we could afford. The chairs are, we're very, very important in terms of making sure they're comfortable. Yeah. So don't go out there and buy a 20 quid chair that someone's going to be crippled in after sort of 6 or 7 months. Make sure that you get the best you can get.
Yeah, and it will last longer as well. It's a bit of a false economy buying the cheaper stuff, because it one will hurt your team and you, and 2, it just won't last.
Yeah.
So you want to get the good quality stuff to make sure everyone is as comfortable and happy as possible.
Yeah.
And that's certainly what we've done. And I love my sit-stand desks. It's so good. I love being able to stand up, stretch my legs while I'm working. So yeah, cool. Very good tips, Dad.
Well, I can now again.
Anyway, I think, unless you have anything else to say.
No, not at all. Only come visit us at the EpiCentre.
Yeah.
Have a coffee.
Come see us. Come
sausage rolls
say
are good.
Hello. But
Katie liked the chocolate brownies.
Did she? Yum. I haven't had one yet. I'm trying to be really, really, really healthy. So maybe another day.
Monday.
Okay. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of Business with the Donno. If you've enjoyed it, subscribe and share it with all of your business friends. And don't forget to leave us a review. It really will help us reach more people and listeners. And we shall see you next week. Bye.
It's all right.